Hello and welcome to the Magic of Boots 80th episode. This is Ronnie. I have Shudipta. Shudipta, how are you doing?
So far, very good. I lost 2 pound.
2 pound.
So
Not much. Why,
yeah, but
why did you lose
like
though?
I did in 1 week, it's I guess okay.
Yeah, yeah. But why did you lose?
Huh?
Why did you lose? Did you bet on someone and that didn't?
Not really, not pound as a currency, but
Oh,
more like
okay.
my weight.
Fair enough. It's 2 pounds is not a big deal, but 2 pounds losing weight, yeah, that could be a lot.
Yeah, in a week.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. I hope you're
Yeah,
doing well though. But
that's it.
2 pound loss is a lot in a week.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
to know more about it, but
Well, it's not about that actually. How about you?
uh, no,
What
I'm
you are
doing
doing?
fair. I'm doing fine. Not losing money yet, but yeah.
Okay.
Uh, but let's talk about. I know you have prepared something about tomorrow's game versus tomorrow for me. Today's game for you, I guess, for Arsenal versus Manchester United.
Not really. It's still today.
Okay.
Yeah, so far, I think there will be a change. I guess Gabriel is coming in. We know, I think one player is missing. Yeah, of course, one player is missing. Okay, it's 10 versus 11 already.
As if we
I
know
know.
that there will be a red card. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, like how animated Arsenal is, especially at home. It could happen. Already, Mikel Arteta has, I think he got like 2 yellow cards already since the start of the season.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Maybe it happens, maybe not. Who can tell? But yeah, so far, that actually did not what happened in previous games. Yeah, different profiles were playing in this left center half position
Mhm.
for Arsenal. Um, so probably we can see Gabriel. I am hoping. I guess he's a little bit better 1v1 defender. Also, there are a lot of talks he's going to Saudi. I'm not sure what it stands now right now, and for some reason we did not cover what is it called, transfer window,
Mhm. Mhm.
because I had actually zero interest who's coming, who's going. And at the end, we are becoming some sort of like blubbering idiot
Yeah.
if we are covering that, and that doesn't make any sense. Even if we are doing this preview, it doesn't make any sense because I personally don't know both of the coaches. Don't know what's going on inside of the clubs, and we are trying to figure it out. That's the job actually.
Mhm. No, fair
Yeah,
enough. We don't know. We don't have the access to the dressing room. We don't know what's going on of either's mind, and yeah, all we can see is a pattern of last few games and probably predict something that is probably sometime gets close, sometime it's probably more distant, but that's okay.
yeah, yeah, true. But so far, what is doing? What's his name? Mikel Arteta. So far, he's trying to play Saliba in the center back position when they're building up, and when Zinchenko is well, right now, Timber is not. I think he's away. Yeah, he will miss like 6 months because of ACL injury. I don't know about that, but ACL injuries are sort of like career killers. So what? I don't know what could happen. But in the last game, they played with Kivier, not Gabriel, and that brought like all sort of rumors. Um, uh, Rice and Odegaard are pushing up a little bit further, and Thomas Partey is playing as a right back who starts inverting. I think now there are like too many people, right? Is it? I Yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah. So Zinchenko and Partey are inverting. White sometimes pushed up a little bit, and Partey takes his place. And yeah, sometimes like White is here, and Partey tries to make those like half space runs. Sometimes he was trying to acquire this sort of position in the right side of the pitch in the full length, and Saka and Martinelli starts in the from both side in the both sort of runs, and I think Havertz is not going to play. Maybe NKTI is playing. He scored in last two games, I guess, and there is a well, they can actually play so many different positions. So like
Hmm.
it depends on the attacking mind. If they are like really attacking, they will probably have a one less defender, and Fabio Vieira probably comes in. But I'm not sure that that could happen. Maybe if it's in the class time or something like that, like they are 1-0 down. They are trying to get back or something like this, or it's a draw. I think yeah, Arsenal will go for it, especially at home. And yeah, this is what he's trying to do, like Partey inverting and such sort of create like a diamond sort of shape. Sometimes like a box, and they're trying to build it up from the back. And sometimes like Kivier pushed up a little bit. Saliba acquired this sort of space. Ramsdale push up, and they're sort of creating like a back three there, and they have like one man extra in the midfield who can actually win the ball in the further up of the pitch and sustain the attack. So that's sort of like different idea they can play. They can also like probably play with Gabriel and like last season's, I don't know, back four, and without Zinchenko, I guess. Yeah. How many people are there? Okay. Yeah, maybe like this. I don't know. But there are like so many options right now. They have to rotate, changing position, and I don't think Havertz will start. Fabio Vieira, I think he's clicking right now, especially it's his second season. It's sort of like uh, fight and flight or something like that. I'm not sure about the phrase. And yeah, that's it actually. From Arsenal side, they will try to build with like three in the back, two in the middle, and five trying to get in and interchanging position. But with Rice, there is this a little bit difficulties because in attacking sense, um, actually Havertz is better than Rice in a way because he goes into this scoring position, make those fake runs around or inside of this center backs and right backs. So yeah, Rice will probably play, but I'm not sure about Zinchenko or Gabriel. So this is the only two thing. If injury, uh, like I don't know, causes any sort of problems.
Hmm.
But yeah, last games they so far what I have seen from three games I think three teams scored or all three. I'm not sure about our first game, but yeah, like was it in the yeah, it was with Nottingham. Second game I forgot actually. So so what happens like when they are in the final third position with like all those players. So sometimes there are like break-ins. There were, I think, Tomiyasu was playing in this position. Sometimes Trossard came in, and it's like I don't know, like Hail Mary pass or something like that. But what happens, like they sometimes loses the ball, and when the shift makes into the right side of the pitch, they actually had like quite like when they were running back. Partey is not that fast. Sometimes Rice was trying to cover it, but they actually, yeah, two of the goals actually they considered actually came from this right side, and one came from like Bukayo Saka's last game, Bukayo Saka's miss pass, and Fulham scored. So yeah, this is a little bit worrisome situation for Arsenal. Defensively, they tucked in like this with four players. Rice was hanging as a mentor or something like that, and yeah, I think we are over. Uh, there are too many players. Yeah, but yeah, they try to create like a 4-4-2 situation. I think Odegaard sometimes like with Nketiah create sort of like a 4-4-2. I think one player is missing. Sorry. uh, what has happened to me today? So yeah, like this sort of situation, they try to create. Yeah. So I'm not sure who is going to play, either Havertz or Vieira, but they try to create like a 4-4 to block. They normally try to win the ball back with like I showed before, like with five players up in front, and when they miss it, they don't create like a mid block there, but all four players like Nketiah, Havertz, or Nketiah, Odegaard, and Saka, they try to win back balls, and whoever pressing in the have either yeah, whoever playing as a striker, they will always try to show the other way around. They try to acquire the space between the center backs and try not to play those sort of things. But with Onana, who himself sort of like a midfielder, um, I'm not sure what are they going to do. Uh, what sort of pressing they are going to do. I think so far what I am thinking actually like they will do either like block Barane or they will block Lisandro Martinez most likely because Lisandro is like really better on foot. So does Luke Shaw, and they will try to show the way towards Varane. Yeah, it's sort of like this 4-4-2. Yeah, Martinelli playing in there. Saka probably will come up against Shaw, Party against Garnacho. So yeah, they will try to go this like show the way around. And but another thing I am noticing that like teams this seasons are not giving any space in the middle. So goalkeeper or the center backs has no other choice but to play in the wings, and yeah, that actually changes like right now how Arsenal is playing, or but today by Brighton how they are playing these days, because if you are playing through like opposition press in the middle, you can actually create you can get your creative midfielders in like in front of the box, or like a winger in front of the box, like in front of the goal, whoever in Arsenal's case, like they would like to put Martinelli and Saka in this sort of position, like around in or around the D box, D, how can I say, shape. So there are a lot of like free shooter from this distance. Also, like they try to like pass back in behind the center backs. Martinelli will try to do all of his tricks, and I think he's getting a little bit better. So yeah, like if you want to play through through the middle, and that is a problem for um, what's this called? Manchester United this season. Do you want to add anything about Arsenal?
Not really.
Any observation?
No, you've seen probably more than me, and it does look what you've already covered. So nothing. But what I noticed is about intensity.
Yeah,
Arsenal
yeah,
are more. It looks more intense than any. Like last season was really intense too, but it's just looks
yeah,
more intense than that. So which is something I don't know how long they can keep it up, but as long as they're
yeah.
intense, they're very uh,
Yeah,
they're.
but another problem with Arsenal is that like they are not killing the games, and
Mhm,
teams actually like one goals you are having like 8 9 minutes in the end. So like one goal lead is not safe actually, and Fulham actually did came back with 10 men
yep.
the last game. So that's another problem. They are creating a whole lot of chances and different sort of chances actually, and XGs are like really good, but
Hmm.
um, they are trying to shoot in just in front of the goals. But I'm not sure like how their scoring boards are missing
Hmm.
for some players
Hmm.
also. And also I think it's because of the uh, they only have like 3 weeks of preseason every teams have,
Hmm.
and fitness. I don't think most of the teams are not that much fit actually, and that is why we are seeing so much injuries,
Yeah,
especially
and
like
also
ACL.
the mental part of it. Um,
Yeah, okay.
I think that's plays a huge role of the on the fitness because it's seems like not
Yeah,
enough time.
exactly. That's what I was going to say. Like, if you were a little bit like more fit and do a lot of workout, you were already like in a really good mental shape.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, for those some of those players are were especially like at the end of the season, like Saliba, Partey, they suffered from injury. They just came back, and it's like 2 months ago they had this intense title run 2 or 3 months ago, and
Hmm.
now they had to go again. And yeah, that's another thing. Like the team is young, and normally if you like around like when you were 24 to 26, you will have like sort of like either hamstring or one of the CL's injury or something like that.
Yeah.
um, and that's when actually like people's careers are decided.
Hmm.
People's I saw like so many footballers loses their pace, and they
Everything.
had to adapt. Yeah, of course. Like if you remember, like Michael Owen, he was one of the fastest player.
Did he lost
But
his brain too? Or just bad joke.
but but uh, thing is that like when you are young and going like around behind the defenders, that's a different game.
Yeah,
Then
no, fair.
when you lost the speed, actually, especially, you have to adapt, and there is this mental block. Like how can I say? Um, it's like you know who you are already, like you are a speedster or something like that, and when you lose the speed, or when you have to play different way a little bit, or different sort of cautions, and like different injuries have like different sort of cautions.
Mm-hmm.
um and when you loses those sort of things, and then you have like already have like a doubt, like who am I, and this sort of things, existential crisis.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have that in the football pitch.
No, no, not everyone can rediscover
Yeah,
and grow in a other way than what you're
yeah,
used to, right? So yeah.
yeah, yeah. Players adapt like different ways, like Leo Messi adapt in another way, like
But then
he
this that guy has
uh,
a footballing brain that is more than
yeah.
anyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, but what I'm saying, like Michael when he lost his speed, and due to like sitting on the bench for Real Madrid, but so many other issues. there were that's an example
Mm,
actually. Like
mm.
there were so many players as like injuries, and they actually could not come back like as they were before. Yeah, so it's a little bit worrisome about like players in this age group actually, especially with this less of preseason. So does actually for some of the players in the United side as well.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, and yeah, like I'm not sure about how they will deal with like Onana situation. Uh, um, but so far, what I'm guessing, they will try to show a way in the right. Um, yeah. Other than that, I'd like to move into United a little bit.
Sure.
Funny part of United is that like I think their best attacking player is Casemiro.
Yeah.
Because I saw in the FBref he's attacking like XGs were like 1 point something, and which is like better than any other players. And their creative brains is so far Fernandez, and Fernandez is actually doing well. Like he's actually like throwing his arm around a less. um, and so far I saw that like his passing accuracy was like 67% big, but it's understandable because he makes a lot of progressive passes to the final third, and most of the case like this sort of players are intercepted by the center backs. And that's why it's sort of like a high risk, high gain situation. That's why he is creating more chances than any other player since his debut in Premier League. Another thing is that they are playing with right now Mason Mount, and United fans has like a little bit, I don't know, mixed sort of like how can I say uh, expression towards him. But I think he is defensively better than Casemiro in some sense. Um, so it's a weird situation United is having because also like their best player Rashford is not playing in his natural position and left half spaces, because this is where he's like really dangerous against like different teams. Even like he, if you remember, he scored this banger against Arsenal in the last this tire actually last time in Emirates. He scored from like yeah around this sort of areas actually outside of the D box. So he's like they don't have any striker, but so far what I've seen. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Garnacho is playing, but problems with Garnacho, he's not that much good. He's good in like running behind and then take on one player and then shoot or something like that or create something. But problems is that like when they want to break the teams, he's not good that good in 1v1, but he's still like 18, so he
Hmm.
has a
Hmm.
lot of time to grow.
Hmm.
But I saw like in Ten Hag's how can I say press conference, probably they are going to play with Hoylund, which is new signing. They signed Amarabat, but I think he's not available for this tire actually. So that's a different case actually. And another thing is that like yeah, that could actually like how can I say probably solve this pressing problem for them, because so far what I've seen like teams are a little bit trying to make it a little bit narrower if they're pressing with three, and United are pressing with actually four players. Mount is pushed up, and sometimes he goes against like the if the team has like a center backs, four center backs, he's going up against center backs and or sometimes against like the right sided center midfielder. So I'm not sure, but I'm guessing so far they will try to create like a higher mid block or something like that. And Anthony is narrower, and Rashford is trying to play around. So this is the thing. Another thing that Arsenal is playing Partey, who is like 1v1 really good, but running against Rashford, yeah, running against Rashford, I don't think he is that much fast. So there comes White, and Saliba is tucked up in here, and I think the either Gabriel is going to play or Kivier. I don't know, but yeah, defensively this makes more sense actually. So, but the problems with United is that like yeah, Shaw. Oh, what they're doing actually, like Luke Shaw is like running towards the half spaces, which is like really good for him. And one Bisaka is trying to be running on the other side, and then Anthony is like doing this, and most of their attacks are here from the left, which is understandable. But the problems is that like with them actually in this sort of case, Onana is giving the long balls towards Garnacho, but Garnacho could not do anything. But if Rashford is playing in this position and he's getting the balls, especially he's also like a little bit taller than Garnacho, obviously a little bit physically more um,
Imposing.
rounded.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, of course, imposing. I think he will get a little bit more balls, and I'm not sure, but they will try to press at first, and on playing as a sweeper, and they will try to create like a 4-4 pressing system, and Fernandez will go against like if Rice is playing there, he's going against Rice, or if um, yeah, Casemiro pushed up a little bit further. But there's this problem actually, and that's what I want to show. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost their last away games in London in against Tottenham. They were really dominating. They were creating chances. Actually, like one of the chances Mount created at the time that he actually won the ball in the left-sided half space. Sorry, right-sided half space from the opposition, and they continued to attack and yeah, but it did not be. But what I've seen so far, like they were pushing 4v4 sort of situation or 3v4 sometimes, and that actually create a little bit problems when Postecoglou changed the shapes of Tottenham because if you bypass this sort of situation, this four man pressing system, um, and yeah, if you are bypassing this sort of pressing system, it sort of create problems like Argentina created against France because the neck has cut. There are gaps, and players like Fernandez and Casemiro need to run back. So does Mount, and that actually causes a lot of problems for them, and that's what I was going to show. um, which one is that? Yeah, this is the build up phase actually. As you see, their center backs are there, they sustain the ball here, and Mount is like basically carrying the ball, pressing, and he's doing a lot of running actually, which is like yeah, I would say like better defender than Casemiro in some senses. But again, like Casemiro was going up a little bit further and winning the ball like these sort of zones in the center half and right half space actually. So yeah, as you see, when they're going up like really speed, both like two of their midfielders are close, and Fernandez in this case was pushed up, and they sort of created like a 4v4 situation, but it did not. They did not score from this sort of situation. So this is sort of like their build-up phase. Sometimes like Onana makes a long ball towards Garnacho in the left side, or towards Bisaka. Bisaka was receiving a lot of balls. So that's another thing. Like if teams are like, as you see, like they sort of create. Tottenham was creating sort of like a how can I say? higher mid block and going up against player B player. And this sort of situation actually causes a little bit space behind. If Yeah, so yeah, United was doing okay, but as I was saying before, like when the neck was cut off, especially in the second half, there were a whole lot of scenes like Son was like pushing up and he was playing brilliantly. Today he scored a hat trick. Um, and yeah, like Richarlison is doing his job because like he is also like pushing the center backs a little bit further away, which actually creates like really good space for like Madison or Parr or any other player, Hoiberg or someone else who is playing in the midfield. And when the cutbacks are done in the final third, because but Son was not actually that good in cutbacks, but Martinelli is, which will causes the whole lot of problems, and midfielders can score actually. So that's another reason Arteta can play Havertz, or Vieira. I don't know, like Vieira is like right now on form, but yeah, like when the neck is cut off, as you can see,
Hmm.
this sort of things are happening. Do you want to comment on something?
No, no. What my again, I have not seen much of the full match of the Manchester United. What I've seen so far is it looks like they're kind of calibrating still. It's not something
Yeah, yeah,
they're.
of course. Like I said, like both of the teams, they are leaking so many goals, and players are not that fit. Especially like Casemiro. Casemiro, I don't think is fit enough. He's playing although whole 90 minutes, but I saw him like caught behind, especially like see, he's nowhere near, and Mount is like rushing back to fill up the his
Gaps.
void, and
Yeah.
that was a really dangerous, yeah, position because Mount cannot like make those cross runs. As you can remember, like this is sort of like a waste of time and space, like this cross runs, and that's why like inverting fullbacks is has a, how can I say? Um, I think this sort of technique is exposing, and this is we'll see something new. I don't know. Probably Pep's center backs pushing up in the midfield is making more sense. I don't know. Yeah, but so yeah, like um, uh, yeah, United both like Casemiro and Fernandez is not like that fast in pressing, especially like coming back or running back down, and that sort of things actually happened. I think it was the first goal. This is Par. Kulusevski actually going around Luke Shaw, and he actually like went around because like this player were inverting a little bit in the half spaces, show probably, and what it creates sort of like a free running space, and when by the time he got there he already like reduce the distance and create like a dangerous situation as all the defenders are lined up and there were some space in behind, and really unlucky Lautaro Martinez, sorry, Lisandro Martinez, um, he that ball actually, that cross from Kulusevski actually deflected on him, and it was went there, and as you can see nobody was tracking. Fernandez is here but he's not tracking Par, Sar, I forgot actually what's his name, but yeah, like he basically shoot and scored from this sort of distances, like which is highly likely to score if you're scoring free shots from this distance or a header. So yeah, that was creating problems, and also like defensive tracking backs. If you are not fit, you cannot do that actually. So yeah, that's another scenario, I guess. Yeah, that's it actually from this match
Okay.
so far.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for that.
So Yeah, I'm not sure how they are going to, but most likely they will try to play long balls there and try to win it. And I don't know. That's why Arsenal needs some sort of like physicality. That's why Havertz can play this match. But again, I'm not sure. Um, so I don't know. Uh, but they will hurt them. Arsenal try to hurt Arsenal, especially when inverted team is coming on and going up against counters. Although Saliba is like way better 1v1 defender, but that actually does not stop scoring. Um, People scored past Maldini. So yeah, that's what so far my take on this game.